Hi, I'm Linda Wellbrock, the founder of Leading Women Entrepreneurs, and I am ecstatic to have Robin Rotenberg here with us. She is the Vice President of Corporate Communications for BASF for North America. So welcome, Robin.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, congratulations on being a top 25 leading woman intrapreneur.
Thank you.
Well deserved. After reading through your application, you have climbed the ranks of such a big corporation that is so male dominated. And so I want to first begin by you telling us exactly what your responsibilities are, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you. I'm responsible for corporate communications for BASF in North America, which has probably 18 disciplines in it, everything from media relations to science education to marketing communications and site communications. So we cover in the department the whole gamut for North America, so US, Canada, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean.
Great. And so how long have you been with the company?
I've been with the company for 23 years. I started as their corporate lawyer in Canada and ran that business for them for a few years, and then came here to the US to run corporate communications for North America.
So that's a huge job. And again, like I said, you've climbed to the top. What do you think some of the key strategies that you implemented are, or, advice that you would give others who are going on that corporate track?
I'm not sure I had any one strategy. It was really just to come in every day and work hard and try to do the best I could at what I did, but also to be courageous and to try new things. If it means putting your career on the line, to do that if you need to, and to really show your team that you mean it when you say you want them to try something.
Absolutely. It's, being authentic to yourself and being innovative enough to think up new ideas and bring them to the table and show that you have value, right?
Right.
So in terms of leadership, how would you define that? And what do you think makes a leader?
I think you have to be authentic and genuine, because otherwise people will know that there's something fake about you and they won't follow you. But I think really leading is finding out what motivates people and to make sure that you find the key to motivate everyone and to treat people with dignity and respect as you try to lead them.
Yeah, we've definitely, entered an interesting part in time over this last year with some of the revelations that have happened. And I think that having that conscious leadership is really important in terms of gender equality. So how do you think that the company creates and advocates, for women in general?
We have a diversity and inclusion officer, and we have a whole program around it, but I think it's more than a program. I think you have to believe in it and live it every day and understand that you can have a diverse population, but unless you include people and they feel valued and they feel like they have a voice, that they won't stay with you. And that's really an important facet of how do you attract and retain the best talent, and how do you lead them by making them feel included.
Absolutely. And so I think that, having these groups are important, but we're doing a lot of research constantly about, advancing women and getting women more included. Now, does the company have things such as gender neutral social activities, or is it just internal that they are focusing on including women?
Well, we have employee resource groups, so there is a women in business group, but several years ago I was part of a founding group of women in leadership, and we called it WIL. We kind of flew under the radar screen for a while and just started it to try to promote women with promise and make sure that they got visibility. Part of it as women is to have a voice and to understand that you have a voice to start with, but to really encourage women to exercise that and to take a seat at the table and to speak up. But they need role models to do that. So we felt, the small group of us, that we needed to role model so others would follow and that they would do the same things.
You know what? That's exactly what this Leading Women Entrepreneurs platform is all about, is getting recognized once you use your voice and finding the people who are doing it well so that we can connect each other and help more people do exactly that. So I applaud you on it. Let's talk about legacy. What does that mean to you when I say legacy at your career?
Well, legacy is a really complicated concept because you're talking about your own self looking back at what you've accomplished. I think you build a legacy every day, and I'll often say to my teams, when you go home for dinner tonight, everyone around the table is going to be asking you, how is your day? And the first thing out of your mouth, if you really think about it, is, my boss did this. So if you're somebody's boss, you better ask yourself, what do you want them saying about you around the dinner table tonight? And I think that's how you build a legacy, one day, one moment, one event at a time. And as you go through your career, you'll look back and say, what would people have said about me, and what would I have wanted them to say about me? For me, legacy really is about being fair to people and being inclusive and making sure that people have felt like they've had their voice around your table.
I think that's such a beautiful message and something to remember, and a great exercise, right? It totally frames how you live your life, basically. Thank you for that. So last question is, if you had more time, how do you think you would use it?
I think time's a really interesting concept because it's pretty democratic. Everybody has the same amount of time. It's how do you prioritize it and what do you do with it? I think we all have enough time. We just have to figure out what do we want to do with every day and how do we make every day count. And if we can make every day count, then we'll have enough time for all the things that are important to us.
Exactly. We all get born with the same 24 hours.
Right.
So how you want to use it is your biggest choice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I faked it out a little bit. We do have one more question, which has to do with our theme.
Yes.
And our theme for the recognition events this year is Transforming Tomorrow Together. So what does that message mean to you?
I think we have a lot of opportunity as we go forward day after day, and to really create a lasting legacy and a different kind of platform for women. So I think we all have a part to play in it. We also all have a responsibility to every day try to look at the world and figure out how do we transform it for ourselves, for the people we work with now, and for the women coming up behind us.
I couldn't agree more. And we are so excited to have you in this year's class.
Thank
we can't wait to recognize you on October 15th at the Liberty House. And just want to say congratulations again.
Thank you. I feel very, very courageous and very proud to have been included. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.